Welcome everyone to our incredible call together today. Such a blessing. We have a huge collaboration of teams together, and it is September 10th, 2022. My name is Kimberly Sanders. I'm so honored to be with Purium now for around 5 years. I get to be Black Diamond because of my team, because of all of you, and because of some of the people that aren't on today too, doing magical things for themselves. But today is really special because Rachel Balunsat, I want to say 3-star crown. Is it true? 3? 2-star crown. Anyway, three is in the ethers, and it's right here. It's right here. It's so amazing. And that's why we're here today. We wanted to really just have this amazing powwow, and it's really an honor for me because Rachel's like, I want to know what you're doing. What are you doing? You have to know that when I met Rachel, it was like 5 years ago, and I was a little diamond, and she was up on stage as a crown and telling her story. Rachel has one of the most incredible stories. She had Hashimoto's, basically like almost dying. She would fall asleep in the middle of making food. She was basically homeless in her car when she started Purium. It was like, she's so amazing. And then she hit crown and just started sending all the money that she made to put her niece, 3 nieces.
1 niece and 2 nephews, or 2 nieces and 1 nephew.
So like, not only was she like homeless, basically dying from Hashimoto's, not doing very well, and then she's like, hey, I'll hit crown and just give all my money away. She's one of the most amazing.
College.
What? Oh, put them through
college. Yeah.
Put them through college. But just so incredible. Her heart is the biggest in the whole world. Welcome everyone. I'm so excited that everyone's coming in, and just to get to learn her and be with her. And now that she's like reaching out to me to be like, tell me things and let's collaborate. And so I'm so honored. Let me see. So honored to get to have you all here. So welcome. And we have some new friends too. I just want to celebrate them. We have Fabiana and her husband on tonight or today, and just wanted to give you both a shout out. And so thank you for being on, and congratulations. And I feel like next call we'll do like round robin of introducing everyone. Today we're doing a little bit of hot seat goodness. So this is just a little bit of a different spin on what we normally do. So I'd love to hand the mic over to Rachel and just share your truth and what you're up to. And thank you so much for bringing your beautiful team. I'm so excited. I wish we could all be in the same room and just teleport together and do this. But this is what we get to do today. So thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you so much. It is such an honor to be here, and I've been watching your team. Kimberly and I have been friends throughout the years, and like she sends me videos of the things that you guys are doing, and I get to see like her cool team and go, wow, it's amazing. And you're just such an amazing leader, Kimberly. I just want to say, back when she was a tiny diamond, which like she said, so cute. I was crowned that year, and I was like, whoa, she was on stage for hitting the 14K club that month. That was like, what the heck? I mean, who does that? 14K. I mean, like, I'd strive to be 3K. So, and now and her record high is 27K, which is like one of the highest in the company, and is just a record-breaking high. And, I think the word high really just describes Kimberly, because your vibration is so high. And I think everyone kind of like has, is like so mesmerized by these numbers that sometimes we just think like, oh, that's impossible. Like, I could never do that. That's just something she does. And so we don't even strive for it. But I know that you fluctuate between like, I don't know, maybe 14K and 27K, or maybe 10K. I don't know, but like, you always keep high in the K clubs. And this is really, the way I see you, Kimberly, is I see you as a coach. You are not just somebody selling superfoods, but you actually take the time, you invest in all of your customers, you coach them, you keep them on the products. And I have people on my team who are very good at that as well. I think Jilly, who's on here, she's kind of like a 9K clubber starting out the bat. And so one of the things that I see with both of you is that really great customer service, checking in every week with people, not dropping anybody. So I know this is part of also the recent training from Leslie Zan, who's also brought you guys on to talk about how to have customer service. We now have a script to be customer service. There is like I don't remember what the days are, but in the actual Purium Boards app, there's now a script that it's like on day, I think it's like on day 3, day 5, day 10, you check in, and then there's just like all these check-in dates. And I'm not exactly sure what those numbers are, but we're gonna have to get really good at that, getting used to those numbers. But when we were on the K Club call with Kimberly, everyone who hit K Club last month was invited to the K Club call where Kimberly shared, and she gave 5 tips, and there was another woman who also gave some tips, and those were great tips. And I was like, there's so much more I want to know. Like, I have burning questions, and I just want to like get to the nitty gritty. And I was like imagining what questions my team might have. And so I'll just start with when I first started, I really was terrified to talk to people. Like, I was like, I'll just post, and if someone reaches out, I'll send them the link, I'll put them in the group, and then that's it. It was like, I was terrified of talking. And I know that part of that was because I didn't know what was okay to say. I was like, there's probably wrong things to say. I was like terrified of saying the wrong thing and turning the person off. And one beautiful thing that I heard at that time was, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So I'm sure some people in this room who are like, who just barely said anything, and someone has jumped on and joined. You're like, yay, oh my God, like my dream person, my dream client. They're here with me, they joined. And then there's people who you like spent hours with and they said no. So that happens to all of us. At some point, we all experience that. I'm sure, yeah, even Kim is nodding her head. So like even Kim really has experienced that. But there's still something about you, Kimberly, that is really attractive to people, that they're wanting to sign up with you, they're reaching out to you, but there's also work that you do because I see you as being so passionate that you just so believe, you're like, this is going to save the world. Like, you truly believe this can save the world. And I really believe that too. And it's like, if there's enough of us doing this, like, we can really save the world. Like, imagine like if everyone was doing this, the world would actually be pretty much saved, right? And we even teach communication and skill set around like how to be authentic. And so even like on the relational level, we're like, making a difference in the world and teaching people how to communicate and how to like really express yourself, and how to, and how to resolve conflict or rejections or obstacles that people get in their own way. So there's all these different things. But Kimberly, I actually created I feel like almost like we've been going all night. I almost feel like we haven't slept, because Kimberly and I've been texting and sharing and asking questions and talking about how we're going to do the Zoom since yesterday. So it's been almost like seamless through the dream world, even early this morning and in the middle of the night. We just like, I don't know, I think because of these superfoods, we don't sleep. So there's no need. But I did write a number of questions. I have 11 questions here. We may not get to all of them, and some of them may take longer than others, but I thought that this would really help us delve in. And also, if you guys have really burning questions, and you're just like, what? I just have like a burning question, please put it in the chat, because we might get to it. But the very first, I just kind of went off the cuff in my, yes, go ahead.
I just want to say, before you ask any questions, the prepaving of all questions is our alignment and our new, like how our experience has gone with our own transformation. And I am different than what some things are taught, to sign people up the minute that you talk to them and get a ULT. I don't even know what to call my psychic abilities anymore. I'm like a I'm like a shamanic superfood shaman or something like that these days. It just feels like that. I can feel who is here for me to guide. They're coming into my life. It's a very big deal. And so like anymore these days, it's kind of like it's almost like we prostitute ourselves out to try to just sell a product or something. But when we hold this knowingness of who we are, what we have to offer, and the guidance that we can offer. So first and foremost, that comes to us, right? Like our practice with our own connection with Purium, with these superfoods, with how we feel about ourselves, how much dedication we have to this practice. I've gotten myself over the last 5 years, like it's Purium all day long and a little bit of veggies at the end of the night. I'm not saying that anybody has to do that. I walk people through, and you can put whatever food you want to chew up throughout the day. But when you have a solid knowing of how to do this with yourself, and you have no judgment in your body on yourself at all, you're going to say, I can do this. I know how to walk people through this. And I think of Fabiana and Terry and all of these new friends. They have dove in to their ultimate lifestyle transformation, and they're sharing. So you're sharing from your heart, and that's like the first and foremost thing. And you're totally out of your head, completely in your heart, and you're sharing your authentic knowing that this is something that has changed your life wholeheartedly. So you're always coming to people with that type of vibration. And the coolest thing is that if you are getting people like saying no, it's a vibration that they're not totally ready. So you don't ever have to take a no personally whatsoever. So that I just want to prepave it like that, because once we have these superfoods in us cellularly, hi Rachel, I'm so happy to see you. It's just something will shift in all of your being. Something will shift. All the shame will go, all the guilt will go, all that self-doubt of like, did I say something wrong? It's like, no, they're not ready. Their cellular makeup is not ready to take on this big of a journey of self-love and self-care. And if they're not ready, you just say, I'm going to be here when you're ready. So have your soul know that I'm here for you whenever you're ready. And then you just keep going. Like I talked to a man for like over an hour, listened to him for over an hour. It was a full-on thing. He's like, I'm just not ready yet. I'm like, well, when you're ready to upgrade yourself and give yourself this much love, I'm going to be right here. I'm always going to be right here. Like, and so just hold that space for them and never feel like, oh, it's not working. It's like, no, there's something in their cellular, like soul contract that they're not ready to take on this amazing opportunity of it. So, okay, now we can do some questions.
And that will probably be the answer to every question I ask.
Truly.
Whatever I ask, the answer is going to be
yeah.
vibration, intention, energy, heartfelt, communicating from the heart. I'm going to say it took me a while to really learn how to communicate from my head and my heart, and not be like tense, like holding the steering wheel like this, worried about my driving left or right. Am I going to crash? I mean, I was like the nervous driver the whole like first couple of years of my business. Yet I still managed to like do it somehow. And now I can say I finally feel comfortable talking to anybody, anytime, anyone I'm speaking with online, but it takes some time for that energy. That's what the definition of authenticity really is. It's that like what's in your heart can actually come out of your mouth. Like the words actually come out and you're like in this alignment from here to here. So that's really the practice, is really what I see you doing, Kimberly. And also Kimberly's website. I mean, we're going to go over her flow a little bit. And she actually sent me some examples of how she speaks. She sent forward me some voice messages, some pictures of like things that people, scripts that people, or messages people sent her and how she responded. Because we're going to just get really into like Kimberly's world here. But I asked this question from her. I said, if you were a new BP, if you're a new brand partner, and I just showed you my list of 100 people, and they were all on Facebook. And there were people that I don't really remember how I know them. How would you advise me to prospect or start my reach outs with them?
So I love this because, first of all, just to be really honest with you all, like when she put like the 100 lists, I'm like, I don't even do that. No. Like I go through this like thing first, like I do a little like fit to start with. And then I'm like, oh, that doesn't matter. The answer is, so the answer is you go to that person's Facebook page, right? And you look at them and you feel, everybody here is intuitive. Everybody can feel things. Everybody can feel the vibration of other people. So you look at their Facebook page, you go in and you see if you really resonate with them. Can you see them adding these superfoods into their life? And then you authentically go to Messenger and you speak what from your heart and you share. I would love to say hello to you. I'd like to reintroduce myself. It looks like you and I have so much in common. I am a person that cares about the earth and the planet and organic foods. And, and if they're like on the cutting edge, I will go there with them. I'm like, it looks like you know exactly what's happening in the world right now. And I'm here on the front lines looking for leaders. I'm looking for people that are ready to change the world. I've linked arms with this amazing organic superfood company, and I am changing so many lives. And I'm witnessing so much amazing goodness happen to all the people that have come into this realm of health and wellness and self-love through organic nutrition. And I have a feeling that you might be really interested in this as well. And I'm just curious if anything resonates with you about this, please let's hop on a call and let me hear your heart. What is really allowing you to feel that you are thriving in your life right now? How is your life going? How is your abundance flowing? What's really truly happening in your life? I would love to get on a call and listen. Usually the response to that is really, really good. I can do this with men almost more than women for some reason these days. It's an interesting thing, but be authentic. Look at their thing. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. Facebook is my favorite place and Messenger is my favorite place. And the way that I work because of my human design chart, I don't know, there's a lot of people on my team that I've called in. It is a miracle what has happened recently. I have all these human design people, all of these gene keys people, all of these healers. Just know you work on your vibration, magic will happen. Magic, pure magic will happen. These foods do all the heavy lifting. And if people actually can stick with having these foods come into their life, you will have a team of people that will be like, I'm on this mission with you and I'm ready to be on the front lines to share my truth, to share my heart. And you get people like everybody here.
That's so
I
good.
do not do small talk anymore. I will not do that. I just deliver goodness. I deliver my truth. I go right to the point. And I don't know, like, that's not what I wish for anymore. It feels like, sometimes it depends, like I get to know people on Facebook like the small talk comes through on your chit chat when you're talking on a post that they've done. That's where the small talk happens. This is amazing. You're amazing. This is incredible. I totally see you. I'd love to hop on, like, how can I be space for a call with you? And then you go and introduce yourself in Messenger and you just be authentic from your heart. And how can I be of service to you? I have something, because if they're not with Purium, we have everything that they need. If they think that they've got it all, they don't. We've got it all. They've got a lot. They've got a whole thing. I just had a man reach out from Brazil to me, and he's looking to try to get a bank account somehow, like in Spain or something. I mean, the things that will start happening, it's mind-blowing. But we've also added Alchemy to our team, and everybody in our team that is adding Alchemy, blowing through the fast starts on top of utilizing all the tools that we have. We're otherworldly, and I want it all throughout Purium, like 100%. Rachel, you want to share something?
I love that you said that, because our team is called Team Alchemy.
Okay, well,
Great.
there you go.
And so
Let's go.
I'm just gonna tell them really quick that Alchemy is basically Ormus, which is basically a white gold. It's like it's like a powder that people take that's got frequency to it, and it's very hard to make, and it's very hard to find the purest stuff. And this is not a drug. This is not like anything illegal. It's not a substance that's illegal, but it's an actual type of product. So if you're interested in that, you can
Yeah.
more. But yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And I think, you know, I wanted to say that sometimes, you know, I have people come into my inbox and say things, you know, and it's obvious that they're prospecting me. But if they say something, if they're prospecting me for something I'm interested in, I'm like glad to get right to it. I'm like, okay, great. That's actually something I'm interested in. Let's talk about that. You know, so it is okay. You know, you're gonna have to find your way. Some people will be, it's like sometimes your messages might look spammy, and then sometimes your message might feel really authentic, and it depends, where are you in your heart when you send that message? Like, what are you feeling when you write that message? Is it feeling in alignment? Feel it in your gut. Like, you know, if you're an intuitive person, you're going to feel like, I can't send this feels too something. And if you're really going like, what is my intention? What feels really authentic here? What is it that how do I want to connect with this person? If you're asking yourself the right questions, it's going to help you come up with the right message. And you're always welcome. I always welcome people to do like what Kimberly and I were doing last night. Send me a screenshot, you know, if you want to send your upline a screenshot of like, here's my conversation, or here's what I want to send. Does it sound all right? That's what we do. I mean, like, I do that all day long with my team. My team is sending me screenshots all day long. And I say, well, what do you want to say? And then I might help edit. I might do some copy edit with them to help that message land. And so you're welcome to do that with your upline, you know, and I know that Kimberly does that with her team.
And do it with each other, you know, send each other voice messages and in Messenger together, and practice the voice messages, because it might be fine to like just say that you're going to leave. And here's the thing, the more we prepave everything that we do with people, if they say, hi, I'm interested in the superfoods you have, I might type out, hi, this is Kimberly. I'm going to leave you a voice message to introduce myself. And the more you let people have a little bite or a little sip of superfoods, a little bite of the pie instead of a pie in the face, everybody's nervous systems are shot right now. Everybody needs ginseng. Everybody needs to be energetic. Everybody needs these superfoods. And, you know, when we're in alignment, when we're in that place, if I'm ever, and this left me a while ago, if I'm ever coming from a place of grasp, or if you have to do something, I don't do it. You know, I'm really aware of this whole world of network marketing and the pressure and the thing and the goals and the whole thing. It's like, I let that go a long time ago. And I still was able to keep all my totals and all my numbers at very high levels without any type of pressure and without any type of normal network marketing pressure that is like, let's get it done. It's like, what? We're here to heal the world. So, you know, just be really aware of how much you're, you know, in a state of like, I got to get people. It's like, no, we're here to just like serve superfoods, and we're not, I always say, we're not riding horses. You didn't fall off your cleanse. You're just eating superfoods, having the best day ever. Anyway, next.
This kind of answers question number 2, but I'm going to ask it anyway, because I think this is a question that comes up, and it might be slightly different. So, you know, obviously we have like, it's really, when we're first starting, we're going to have all of our friends and all of our family, and we do launch Zooms, and we invite them all to the launch Zoom, like, hey, I'm like launching my new business, and I'd love to invite you, or I'm doing a group health transformation. I'd love to invite you. I'd love for your support. I'd love for you to come and be with me, and it'd just be great because you might know people who can use what I have, and then this would be great for them. So come to my Zoom. So like we always do these launch Zooms like in the first 10 days. And have that kind of, vibe with the people we know. But once at a certain point, you've gone through everyone in your warm market. You've literally signed up every single person you know. and so your answer that you just gave really kind of speaks to this. But let's see. Number 2 was if I already went through my warm list and I'm needing to make new connections, how would you advise I start?
I think it's shifting our perspective of thinking that like every single person is our warm market. Everyone's a warm market. There's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't have a resonance with Instagram for some reason. Like it's a different sensation energetically. It can't function as well out there, but if you can do it, great. But it's the same technique. It's coming into alignment, being in a space of knowing that you're going out there to offer people. You're not trying to get people, you're offering this goodness, and you go out there with the intention. Hi, Harvey. You go out there with the intention of being of service and connecting. Like, I don't know how much time, but like taking maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day. And that's your work. You go out there and you go be friendly to the people out there, and you start making true connections on Facebook, and you interact and you engage with people. That small talk or whatever you were saying before, it's like you go out there and you get to start to make, you let yourself be known. You let yourself be like, people know who you are in the Facebook community of all of it. And if it feels right, I always go in and look at the people who have already asked to be my friend. And then you go to their Facebook page and you look around and see if there's someone that you want in your life. If you also feel called, if it feels right to you, you can go in and go look for new friends and ask them to be your friend. And then you start engaging. It takes time, like we're in networking of taking time to learn people and get to know people. And so that would be my answer there.
Beautiful. And I really do love the emphasis on voice messages. When people like start talking to me, I may have people who reach out to me on Instagram, and when they start talking to me, as soon as I hear their voice, I immediately go, oh, this is a real person. This is a person who's real. This is a person who cares. This is a person who's friendly. I feel so much more than if they just text. So I think that that's a beautiful reminder that when you're opening conversations, start with a voice message. We can maybe type something and do a voice message, but include voice messaging in with that rapport building. And when people are going for like the 3 UBTs, every week I'm going to go off the script. When people go for like the 3 UBTs, right, which is ultimate business transformation. And that means you enroll 3 people in a week with a smart order, and you get an extra 500 point bonus because you enrolled 3 by Friday and they all had a smart order. So it's really easy to like push and push your way through. But I also get that there's some people are low-hanging fruit where they'll just jump right away. And then some people it's like you spend time with, right? So, what do you spend, like, do you sometimes spend weeks with the person going back and forth, Kimberly? I mean, what is your, like, do some people just like that are strangers just kind of buy right away? How do you, what is your flow like?
I would say it's all through the board, like some people take a year, some people, some people are ready, and it really just has to do with them. I don't think it has to do with what we're saying.
Yeah. By the way, let's visit that human design for a moment, because I think not everybody might be familiar with human design, but it's sort of like a combination of astrology and I Ching and some various modalities, but it was really kind of downloaded by someone not that long ago. And so what is your human design, Kimberly?
Well, I'm a generator, and it's a similar idea. Similar idea to projectors. Projectors are supposed to wait for the invitation. I'm supposed to, you know, I'm supposed to respond to people. It's a very fascinating learning as you go, like to be able to understand how to work your human design with network marketing. And, I'm sure I break the human design rules every once in a while to see, like, but you can kind of feel it. You can feel if you're in your strategy, it's called, or if you're kind of forcing it. So really just getting really in tune with what it feels like in your body for when we're here to offer information. I mean, the best is when someone reaches out and says, I'm ready to hear about your superfoods. That's the best ever. But I also have this knowing now, and that's why I talk about going in and accepting friendships. They've knocked on my door. So I'm going to respond to if it's the right thing. I don't just accept all the people. I don't do that. I feel into who I would want to have on this journey. And I'm thankful because now I'm far along enough that I don't have to prostitute myself out anywhere. Like, I'm going to choose who I want to have close because I have so many people now that I care so deeply about that are so willing to be on this path with me, and that really need my attention, that respect my time and all of that. So it's just know that that's coming. That time is coming, that you will have so many people reaching out to you that you'll be able to pick and choose who you wish to have close by and have in your world, so that you can build this empire of healers and wellness warriors and alchemists and all of the special things. And welcome, Yarrow. I'm so happy you're here. I have, like, I get to really notice, who am I reaching out to and why am I, if I'm reaching out to them. So to follow my human design, I'm here to respond. So there needs to be something to respond to. Projectors are here to wait for the invitation. So that means they need to be skipping through the fields of all the things that they love to do and showing people what they're doing. And people will say, what is that? I want to know all about that. Tell me more. If projectors start going in like manifestors, where they're just like, hi, I have superfoods, you want this. Manifestors can do that. Projectors are here to be like, they need to have people kind of knocking on their door. So make sure that you get to be doing your favorite things in the world, so that people are like, wow, what is that? What are you doing? Which, it's attraction marketing. That's kind of an overall umbrella. That's why we do our Facebook pages, and we market our brand it ourselves, and make it so that we have information there for people, and it's engaging. And what is the word? And I love this. Yarrow and I did a little back and forth coaching one day of what would really call you in. If you saw the sentence on someone's page, would you stop? And like the sentence that you have on your page of like, hi, I'm Kimberly Sanders. And Rachel and I went over this too. I'm like, would that call you in to that person? And would you be like, what are they doing? Like, what do they have that I don't? Like, I want to know what's up with them. So, we're all very high vibration people. We're probably maybe not as high maintenance as me, but if somebody can like get my eye, it's like, ooh, what is that? So think of what would get your eye and put it out there, and then know that that's what you're calling in.
Yeah, this is so interesting about human design, because there's also like people code, which a lot of people on my team are familiar with, which is like red is driven, is motivated. It's the motivation, right? Red is motivated by power. And so reds can tend to go out, and power means getting from A to B efficiently. So reds will go out there and just message a bunch of people, right? And they'll just be like, and those are probably the manifesting generators, where they're like, they can just go out and they can just like blah, 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 and reach out to tons and tons and tons of people, and actually just like, so you got to do this. Like, no, I'm not gonna take no for an answer. Get out your wallet. You got to do this, right? Those people can actually do that and actually succeed because that's their human design. That's what's authentic to them. That strategy works for them because it's authentic. It feels in alignment. That's what feels good to them. And then Kimberly and I are both generators. And so we both like kind of have to, we sort of wait to respond. So we put ourselves out there, we throw our message out on social media, and then people respond to us and people reach out to us and then we respond to them. Right. And so so one of the things that Kimberly, you were telling me you do is that you said you make a drink every single day on social media. Just about, right?
Sorry, I just had to do a reel for you. That was good. So yeah, I mean, I'm really a broken record. I love the same thing every day, which is really kind of the best ever with Purium, right? But I've fine-tuned it and I've found my absolute favorite drink. And sometimes I'm like, I'll try something different, but you know, be consistent and do the things that you love. And welcome, Kelly, too. I'm so happy to have you. Just, you know, go out there and share your truth and share what you love about these products. That's why we're here. You know, share what the energy is that they give you. And everyone on my team is doing so many videos. I literally could not, like, if I watched every single video everyone's doing, I wouldn't do anything. Like, I would have no sales whatsoever. I would just be watching videos all day. I'm like, what a great problem to have. But that's it. Yeah.
I mean, like, I think that people who are afraid to speak, I mean, just to like make a drink on your video, if you just did that every day in your stories, like I have a lot of people on my team who do that. And literally people are constantly reaching them out going, what's that green drink? What's that green drink? What is it that you're doing? And so that creates a lot of response. And that's something that's so easy, that's not scary to do, I think. I mean, like, is that scary to just like make a drink and like put it in your stories every day? That I've never done that. I've maybe done it like a few times in my life, but I'm just realizing that's something that even me as a 2-star crown could start doing and probably get a whole new level of interest just from people going, what the heck is that green drink? You know? So, okay. And there's other questions in the comments. Let's open it to Q&A in a few minutes. So you kind of already answered what's your favorite way to open up a conversation, but let me just ask it to you. What is your favorite way to open up a conversation?
The feeling, the absolute knowing in your body that you are here to connect with that person. It's inevitable. It's like, they are it. They are my next Allison. They are our next Sierra. They are our next Rachel. They are our next Kelly. Like, these people, you can feel it in your body. Once your body is clean and clear from all the poisons, you know that you can come in, be your true authentic self and say, I would just be honored to have a conversation with you. I have the most precious things to offer. And even outside in the world, like, I'm like, it'll be like a person, we haven't talked about this, but like, if I just meet somebody, we talk for a couple of seconds and I'm like, can I have your phone number to send you my favorite thing? And they're like, sure. And they give me my phone number, you know, like 9 times out of 10, every single time I can have a 2-second conversation with the lady at the store and checking me out. And she's giving me her phone number. They don't always respond. I don't know if they're giving me the right phone number, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You know, it's energy. It's like, you just keep flowing. You know that you have all the answers for people. You have the holy grail, the key to unlock everything that they need, health, wealth, and freedom, and the ability to create a community that has more support and love than anything else out on the planet. Like, you start embodying that, knowing it doesn't matter what you're doing or who you're talking to. You absolutely know within yourself that you have everything that everybody needs, and that you have a vast community that is going to change everybody's lives that you can connect them to. Like, you know, like, all your different people are going to fall madly in love. Like, my team, I'm just like, you have to meet, you have to talk to each other. You have to like come and do a live together. Everyone's falling madly in love in my team. And I'm like losing my mind. I've lost it. It's completely gone. Leslie said, we have Crazy K here. I'm like, yeah, that's me, Crazy K. Just like get crazy. Drink your beet drink every day. Take tons of chlorella, at least 20 aminos, if not more, and your control meal caps every day. Have all the juice bar in a bag items. Take your ginseng every day, ionic elements every day. You know, do it. Like, make this the main source of food in your life and see what happens to you. That's my only homework.
You remind me so much of Ann Zuber on my team who's on this call. She's the same way, just like passionate. And I just want to say that, like, this is why it's so important to be a product of the product. Like, if that concept, I mean, like, if you are really taking these foods all day long every day, and you're feeling it and you're like, I feel so good because of this, it's gonna be then everything you're saying is true. Every person you reach out to, you're like, literally, like, I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. I mean, like, I am not selling you something. I am like sharing with you something that I'm doing that I'm so passionate about. I wanted to bring this to a quick little comment about something that my spiritual teacher once said to me and to my group. And she was saying, you know, if you like, think about this, every single person who comes into your life, every single person on the screen right now, every single person you run into on the street, you have karma with. If we have truly been here through cyclic existence, and we have been like, you know, we haven't graduated into like the next realm, and we have all kinds of people who come into our life who have been our mothers or people we've related to in a past life, those people, you all have karma with everyone. And she once told me something so interesting. She said, you know how when you're walking down the street and you want to look at somebody, but maybe you feel like I shouldn't look? She goes, you need to look. She goes, you need to make that eye contact. She goes, because you're having, that person might have been your mother in a past life, and there's a karmic closure that happens when you just even smile at them and look at them and acknowledge them. It's a karmic closure. How trippy is that? And so if you think about the fact that, like, every single person who comes into your life, who comes onto your screen, every name here, every person who comes into your inbox, every person that you feel as something like on Facebook, look at, ooh, I want to add that person as a friend. What happens if you do? Well, every person is evolving and wanting to change their karmic pattern, right? And so you might just be in that person's field for a reason, that they're like coming to you and they don't even know why. They're like, I don't know why, but like, I'm supposed to smile and look at that person, right? And you're looking at them going, I feel like I'm supposed to smile and look at that person. There's some kind of karmic closure. I don't know what it is. And then maybe this is your opportunity to save that mother from a past life. Maybe you guys had a terrible relationship in your past life, and this is the time that you actually get to make things whole by giving them something that's going to help them, right? So it's like, we have no idea what these relationships are about, but your opportunity to bring goodness to every single person, to everybody, is right there. So, thank you for everybody in the comments. This is almost like these questions are almost becoming so mundane. They're just like, tear this paper up. We're like going into like a whole, we're going into like next dimension now.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Okay. I just want to like totally highlight what Rachel just said. Like, when that's your mindset of going out there into the world. And again, if someone says no to you, or if someone, like, it's just like your posture will just, it's like, it will become, you are becoming the planet. We're drinking the strongest plants, the cleanest plants on this planet. Like, you become the planet after a while. Your posture becomes like these sequoia trees and the trees, and you know that what you have to offer is so priceless. And if for some reason the person's not ready yet, you just bless them and you say, I'm just so excited that I got to come into your life for the few moments that we have. And when it's time, just know that I'm here whenever you're ready, because I'm going to be here doing this amazing, offering this amazing goodness until our last breath. You just decide. Anyway, good job, Rachel.
Thank you. And so, okay, so back to kind of an ordinary question, but I think this is relevant, which is like, what is your DMO like? What is your daily method of operations? Like, how many people are you reaching out to per day, per week? How many conversations are you in, kind of, do you think, every day throughout the day?
this isn't, I don't even know how to answer this question, really. Like, I don't, this is my whole life, you know, I am of service to
That's the
everybody.
question, that's the answer right there.
Yeah, I'm of service. I know 99% of what's happening in almost every single one of my builders' lives. I know what my customers are doing. Like Tal was like, how do you keep track of your customers? Your back office? Like, I'm not a paper writer. I keep coming to all my builders now to ask, like, does this customer service writing, the notebook, I want to meet people where they're at, and I want to have everybody have what would support them the most. What supports me the most is putting my customers' names in my calendar on the 18th of the month, and I push them all into the next month once I've completed them. I want to keep it as simple as I possibly can for myself, but I'm on Facebook. I work on Facebook, and Messenger is the organizational piece of it for me. And I mean, I just know who is needing energy, and I can feel it, and I can keep track of $15,000 worth of customer sales for people. I don't know how I do it, but it's my life. And it's a gift, and all these people are so precious to me, and I give them as much time as I possibly can.
This is wonderful. And so when you are actually following up with customers, okay, we're going to go to Jilly's questions next, but like when you're keeping up with all of your customers, how much, like, what are you saying to them? Let's say they're kind of a one and done person, and they're just like, okay, like I'm done. Like, do you call them and go, okay, it's your next month, what are you going to do next month? Like, what are your goals for this month? Like, how do you start that conversation with a customer to get them to reorder the following month? Help them reorder
if they're a one and done.
You know what I mean? Like, some people like think they're just, I mean, you're probably, your people don't even think that, because you've already prefaced it with like a lifestyle.
Yeah, I think that was what I wanted to say to that type of question. It's like the pre-paving of how you enter a relationship with your customer is, hi, this is how I work with people. It takes 90 days to change a habit. And I'm here to work with people that are serious, that want to transform their lives. And so, you know, if somehow you are in a conversation with somebody, and they won't want to go any further than a month, like, then I haven't done justice for them. I haven't listened to them. I haven't explained to them. And now I realize, like, I'm pre-paving even brand new. Like, I just sent you that really, it was 7 minutes that I talked to somebody who reached out to me. And so everything, if we have a one and done person, just know we haven't done due diligence on the level of pre-paving what we're doing with people and what we have to offer and how this actually works. Like, when people say, oh, I just couldn't get that smart order set up with my customer, it's like, okay, so let's talk about that. Why are we, like, where are we in a limiting belief that we aren't having the knowing that we're walking these people into pure promised land of eternal bliss, that of course they want their smart order on file, because that's 25% wholesale pricing and it's free product. And what is their limiting belief that they need to work through in order to see that they are worthy and deserving of more than $11 a day for their health and wellness, and to remove cancer-causing poison out of their lives? There's some sort of conversation that needs to happen that's so much deeper than you're going to buy a ULT, or you're going to buy a veggie 3-pack. I mean, I get it. Maybe somebody can't financially do it, but it's still a conversation of longevity of where we're going, no matter how much they're spending.
Yeah. When I'm on, I totally agree with you. When I'm on connect calls with people, when they're first about to make their first order, I'm like very clear. Like, I say, people mostly do the ULT for 90 days. They'll do it 3 months in a row. And then after that, they usually go into the lifestyle maintenance, which is the daily core force. So you have that daily removal of toxins. You have that daily nutrients that's going to give you energy. And I really emphasize the name. I go, this is called an ultimate lifestyle transformation. And the reason it's called that is because we're going to help you shift your lifestyle towards where you want it to be. Because I always ask people, I go, what do you want to be doing? And what are you actually doing? Because everyone wants to be eating more vegetables. Everyone wants to be doing something more. And I say, if we can help you get there, would that make you happy? If we can get you to like into a new pattern with your eating, if we can help you start to eat more vegetables and do the thing you really want to do instead of snacking on all these other things, would that be helpful? So it's really getting them on board with like, is this what you want to do? Do you want to change your actual lifestyle? Yes. Well, that's why this is called an ultimate lifestyle transformation, because we're going to help you change your lifestyle. This is not a cleanse that you do once. This is not a cleanse, it's not a one and done. We're going to help you change your lifestyle. And this is going to create a new pattern for you. So that on the other end, you have new habits and you're doing something different and you're going to be incorporating this nutrition into your life.
That'd be cool.
I just want to say real quick, I never talk about the core four. I never sell a core four. I'm not going to do that. And that it's work. I work. Core four, you don't have to work so hard. It's fine. You can do whatever you want. But I know that by the time somebody's ordered Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, that means they're still going to have as much food as the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation offers, and they'll have a juice bar in a bag. And they're going to have ionic elements and chlorella and
As soon as we get to the airport.
And all the things. So, you know, to me, if I got my client to come in with 90 days of Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation and then like somehow went into a core four, that would feel I couldn't do that to them. Like, I'm like, okay, now you did an Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. That's the bare bones. Now we're going into, bless me, the meat and potatoes.
The vegan meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes, says the vegan. You know, like it's like how, but I can only do that because that's what I do. And I would like, I just want to see people be able to like do this on a level. And so the people that have done that, I mean, I have, my friend makes a $2,200 order. You know, that's what happens. You follow me long enough, you have people in your team or in your lineup that will order $2,200 worth of superfoods. He eats it like I do.
I call it the core 12. I call it the core 12. I'm like, I've been on the core 12 for 8 years.
Yeah.
There's always at least 8 things in my cart.
Yes.
You know, if you're really living and breathing the products and you really get that, like you should be doing, and you can be doing, drinking at least 2 shakes a day, because like, I think you said it, maybe said it earlier, maybe it was in a message to me, but like, really, I mean, this is food, and this is like more nutrients than any food you could possibly eat. So when I eat a meal, that's just me indulging. When I eat like a meal out and I go to a restaurant or whatever, that's me indulging. That's not really me giving nutrients to my body, right? Even when I make a meal at home, that's just me indulging. That's not really as much nutrients as I'm getting from the actual shakes that I'm getting from the actual product if I'm like on the core 10, right? Like all the things you mentioned, the juice bar in the bag, the fruits and veggies pack, and having your super aminos at least 20 a day. Like that's an ideal lifestyle. And as soon as we are doing that lifestyle, we are conveying that lifestyle to people, and they're starting to understand that this is the way it goes. Okay, so since, and I told people, I said we might go over an hour, I don't know, but like, I want to actually,
Anybody can leave. If you need to leave, we totally understand, but I'm willing to stay for as long as you want. And then I get to hear my GoPro. That's the other thing I've done, is I've invested in the whole year in GoPro.
Beautiful. Love
a lot, but it's a dedication to know. And so anyway, thanks.
Yeah, I've gone to GoPro live 3 or 4 times, and it was the most worthwhile thing I've ever done.
This was a year of coaching from Eric monthly. So yeah, we did it. But I realized I'm in a 90-day run for the rest of my life, is what I've learned. So you said of operation. I'm like a 90-day run into eternity.
Yes. So I have 3 questions, Jilly, Ann, and Tanya. Ann, really quick, what do you mean put them on the 18th? Well, because their order goes through by the 21st, right? So if people are still on that old rhythm of the 21st, as your smart order goes out, then you want to be having conversations with everyone in your entire customer base, which I have hundreds of people I should be in conversation with until on the 18th. Is that what you're saying?
So everybody that signed up for a ULT, so I don't have I work with people with their smart order if they're really going to do it. Like if they're going to, because either you put their smart order into their hands and they do it. But what I've learned is that if you're going to set someone completely free and do their own smart order and the whole thing, their products will probably whittle down. So they might do that, or they might stay. And I have a couple that are amazing, but I hold people's hand at least until 3 months with their smart order. If they start ordering hardly anything, I'm like, I'm giving you your whole smart order. You can take care of your health. Blessings to the rest of this journey for yourself. If I have people that are ordering like $500 to $700 still, I'm going to have them on my calendar on the 18th. I'm starting to connect with them. I'm texting them saying like, how's it going? Do we get to do this? The other piece to help you with your sales and everything, if they're like, hey, I need 3 aminos, I'm like, well, I always buy the 6-pack. So if you want to save some money, we can get you a 6-pack. Always, like I'm not here to upsell, but on our things that are 6-pack, whatever, that's an upsell because I'd much rather save them a little bit of money and they get to have a big order of, they get to have a stash of aminos. So just kind of keep that in mind too. And just know if you have that feeling in your body that when you are starting to talk about products or like offering them more, I still have it. It's like this sensation of feeling guilty that you're offering them more nutrition. Go work with that. Like understand what that feeling is in your body, that you're feeling guilty to share more nutrition with them so that they can feel more sustained in their body. Like I had to work through that in the beginning. Like, why do we feel guilty that we're like sharing more opportunity for people to have wellness in their life? Work with that, like release that. And it's just like the fear that used to be in my body when I would talk in a call like this. I might be like, yay, but like there isn't that like gripping sensation of like nauseous fear. It's left my body and I got to have that. So just keep coming on the calls, keep speaking out loud, keep doing it, because I promise you that fear will leave you and you'll anchor in like your higher self speaking for people.
One of the things that I wanted to say is that there's some people who are like, I have so much product left over. And I just try to tell people you need to have at least 2 years stash of product for emergencies. Everyone needs to have an emergency stash of product. So over time, you want to build your arsenal. You want to slowly be having more and more and more and more product stashed so until you have a 2-year stack. So never feel like you have too much product. Always feel like I could have more on stash. We don't know what's going to go on. We saw what happened during the pandemic. You never know if there's going to be catastrophe. There's floods, there's fires, there's all kinds of things. And it behooves you to have 2 years of emergency food on stash. That's just actually a general recommendation that's important for everybody. For anybody who is somebody who's interested in always having like a survival kit, you gotta have 2 years of superfoods on stash. So I have tons and I just keep adding to it. I keep trying to like have every month and like adding more and more to my arsenal. I don't have enough. I feel like I don't have enough, but I'm getting there. Okay. Tanya's question. I would love to hear Kimberly's solution to ULT customers who feel it's not working, cancel a smart order, etc. How is she keeping them on the path despite their doubts and hiccups? You might have just answered that, but.
I mean, more than anything, I would ask, if you're asking about people that have that happen to you, how did you set them up? How much were you there when, did their kit come? I have a system where I say, please text me when your kit comes. I have a video that I've done an unboxing explaining the schedule every 2 hours. I walk everybody through an every 2-hour system. Wake up, have your aminos, water, biomedic, 2 hours later, have a shake, 2 hours later, have water and aminos, have whatever food you want in there, 2 shakes a day, 2 rounds of aminos a day, and dinner. On the 10th day, they can do the super cleanse, and then we wait 20 days and do another round of super cleanse. So if that is the case, and if you've crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's, and they're like, I don't like this isn't working, I'm going to cancel my smart order. Like, okay, I'm not here to like drag people into this. I worked with a woman for months. And she was so toxic, not well, all this stuff, didn't like the taste. It's like, oh my God, you're just like, okay. And then she's like, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Go back to everything that you did? But I can't even imagine how sick she is still. But that's not my job. I'm here to work with the willing and to work with the people that want to do this. So, that answer is more than anything is, how do you set your people up from the very, very beginning, from the very first time you start talking to them? How much confidence do we have? How much are we walking them through? How do we set them up in our team thing of like introducing them, saying that you are doing the cleanse, whatever. But if anything, maybe that person didn't want it to be a cleanse, and we needed to figure out to help them that this is just food that's going into their life. And I'm walking you through a new way of nutrition, but there's so many variables that could be underneath that question. But more than anything, if people want to cancel their smart order and they don't want to do it anymore, then they don't want to do it anymore. And I'm not going to drag them through it.
I think that the most powerful thing in there with your answer was the question, what are you going to do? That's great. Fine. What are you going to do? Do you have a plan? Because just asking a question is something that we spend a lot of time drilling into our team is inquiry, the power of inquiry. And you can literally lead a person with questions and just asking them that, and they may have an answer and then you can validate it or whatever, but it's like, just ask the questions so that they think about it. And you can just leave it at one question. That's it. And just simply cliffhanger, let that question reverberate. It'll lead them to something within. You may have answered this, but Tanya had a question. Oh no, she had a question. Jilly had a question. She jumped off, but she can watch the replay. I'd love to hear about your time management. When I just hit shy of 13K club, I never put my phone down. When you hit 27K club, did you work every minute of the day? I'm kind of hearing the answer now, I think.
I do it every day. Like, I mean, I wake up and I start and I go to sleep with the phone. Like I do the things everyone's like, don't do that. That's bad for you. I'm like, actually, it's not bad for me at all. So
if it's nourishing you, it's good for you. And like, if it's good for your soul, which that's why this isn't work for a lot of people, is because it's nourishing our soul. It feels so good to be doing this work all the time.
Yeah, I have no resistance to my phone. I love my phone. When people say they hate their phone, I'm like, we should probably shift that perspective, because we're here to be with our phone, and it gives us all of you. I love my phone. I have look at this is what our phone offers us, is miracles of people and offerings of people so much. So you just have to decide. And the biggest thing is like, if we judge ourselves in a certain way of like, I wish I was this far, or I wish I would had this many sales or all of this, but I only have this much time in my day or in my week, but I have the expectation that I could hit, this much with that little bit of time. We either need to super amplify our alchemy so that the small amount of time that we have can like amplify in that time and get really, really clear on that's what your intention is. And that's what you will be doing, is signing up people with huge orders within your 15-minute interval, or really get present to, I'm a mom, I only have so much time, and these types of numbers and this type of time is perfect for me. So give yourself, like, I'm so not realistic, but I do like to say, be realistic for yourself and do not compare yourself to anyone. Like, I mean, when I hit 14K on my 4th month back 5 years ago, I was just like, okay. And to be really honest with you, I didn't write down anything for years. I had a block on writing goals, on writing K clubs. I'm like, if I started that back in the day, I would have like maybe thought that 5K was plenty at a certain time. But now I have a rhythm, and it's like, first day of the month, 1,000, second day, 2,000, 10th day, $5,000. Like, and you just, there's a vibration And so you'll get into your own vibration, but more than anything, zero judgment on yourself, zero comparison, and just be really realistic on how much self-development work you've offered to yourself on a daily, consistent basis, and be gentle and have a lot of fun, and know that you're here to change people's lives. And the people that really, really want it are going to say yes. And the people that really resonate with it will feel this medicine working on them, feel this food working on them before it even comes to their doorstep. So if you have people in a lot of resistance, work on your own resistance, clear yourself wholeheartedly, and then just know people are just going to be flowing to you. And I've worked through a lot, and I've had a lot of hardships, you know, and all the things that I share now are because of the epic fails, or whatever you want to say. And I've put systems together now so that hopefully my builders can just, like Barry can do cartwheels over bridges in the, you know, in the forest, while I've like laid down, like I've cleared this path. And, you know, I'll share my welcome letter that I send to people, and I'm creating, we've created a formula, we're redoing that. So I'm just here to help everybody not have to suffer and have as much pain as I've had in the last 4 years. And we're going to the top, and Purium is the winner because of it. So yeah, just be gentle on yourselves. Never compare. Just don't compare yourselves. Do everything in your power to not compare, and be gentle, and nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And I really liked hearing that that you can actually have a goal, like that it's okay to have a goal. And then, like you said, 1,000 each day. And like, I'm going to sell 1,000 today. And every day that leads to like 31 days in a month, you can get to 31K with that kind of a goal. And this is especially for people who have a lot of people under them, because you're like, a lot of these are reorders and smart orders. Some of you may not have people under you yet. That's okay. You can get there. But the key is to like treat all of your customers, they're your clients, that you have these ongoing clients for the rest of your life, and that you're going to stay with them, and that you're going to help them stay on the trajectory forever. And then some people will have a natural rhythm and just do that, continue to do that ongoing after they've gotten to a certain place. So thank you. I feel great with that. I feel Stephanie had a question and you kind of answered it, but how do you coach the moms on your team that can't give undivided attention to their business?
I would say they're rocking it, like they're learning, and they, I think anything, the things that the paperwork is good for them, you know, have the customer service practice sheets, have yourself time blocked, things like that. And, you know, get me on calls that they do that. Gina, I've got a handful of sweet mamas, and they're rocking it. And I'm just so honored to witness them. And they have their baby on their hip. I've gotten a couple of them these little like baby hipster things so that they can hold the babies while they're doing their lives and stuff. I'm just in awe of my ladies with the babies. So, I mean, the moms, and actually Allison just said, Stephanie, to speak to you, that the Million Mom Movement call was so good, because they are in more of a streamlined, structured, you know, guidance. So I'm so thankful that there's so many different people to teach people, because I'm not everybody's person to do what I'm doing. Like I do what I do, and I offer as much as I possibly can, but thankfully there's other people to train people and to give opportunity ideas and things like that. So I think obviously time blocking and utilizing your calendar, you know, set up your calendar to give you your freedom and to be able to do this.
Well, thank you so much. And I see that Jilly got back on and got to hear your answer to her question. I just want to thank you so much. And I would love for everyone to just share their takeaways in the comments. And I'll just say that I feel like after this call, I'm going to be more diligent about being in touch with my customers, and also asking for referrals. Like, this would be great to spend this month. Like, this month could be you could just think of it as referral month. Like, get in touch with every customer you've ever had. Ask them for referrals, help them create their smart orders, help them know whatever update is new, let them know of any incentives, and just and just think of that $1,000 a day. Like if you have a lot of customers in your life, think like start on day one, see like get to selling $1,000 on each day and like have it until you get to 31K club. You know, but I just think these are really good practices. Putting people in your calendar, like do you actually do you have a list on the 18th of names? Do you have like, where is that list? Is it like just like in 12 o'clock and it just has like 18 people or something like that? And you just go through that list through all the day?
Yeah, it just goes through the whole day. Like, yeah.
And do you send them voice memos? Are you calling them? Like how are you?
I start with a text so that we can like start texting them, right? And then say it's time for us. I'm like, it's that time of month again. Let's talk about how are you feeling? What do we get to have coming to your doorstep? Like what are the gifts of your self-care system that you're still tuning into?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And Tall, she's driving, and so let's have her come off mute and ask her question. She's got her hand up.
Hi, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Kimberly, I love you to pieces. You know that. My question, first of all, I want to say thank you for giving me permission to be on my phone, because there's always been this thing about got to put your phone down, got to take a rest, but I have work to do. So thank you so much for that permission. I'm going to take that to the grave. Okay. I wanted to know what is, so when you're with a customer or brand partner, whatever, are you actually placing the order for them and setting up their smart order for them? Because you did say something about getting in touch with them and adding product onto their smart order. So I'm not sure if you're handling all of the accounts or if you're having people enroll themselves and go through the iShop system.
No,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And I love you. And I'm so glad. I'm like, even if my phone brings me to an early grave, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Just stop judging, right? It's like my whole life was judgment, and it's so crazy. But so yes, this is crazy K, right? Like I set up, I would say 90% of my sales, I personally help them. I set up every single account. And this is what I'd like to share too on that. When I talk to someone, a new person, and they are interested, I say, I would love to set up a wholesale account for you. Please send me your email, your telephone, and your full name. And I set up the account. I know everybody's email, I know everybody's password, and I do this. So the biggest thing to share to make it easier on everyone is to see how they're going after 3 months. After 3 months, it's not overwhelming to them to go into the back office or into their iShop account, and you can hand it over to them and maybe even still keep their name on the 18th, but you know that they're going to start making their own orders and stuff. But for the first 3 months, I'm always handling all of their orders. I'm placing all of it. I'm always placing and opening up their account. I can't, maybe one person out of the last few months or years opening their own account, and I don't like that, because I need to help them either cancel their smart order or push it forward to the next month if they don't need anything. If I've been pushing smart orders through like 2 months in a row, I just cancel it, and they're not serious anyway. And I'm only willing to work with the serious ones that want to stay on this with me, because it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. If it's a $700 order, a $500 order, $300 order, $2,200 order, I will handle that for you and be a very good customer service person for them. So, but that's a new system that John and I were talking about too, for all of his friends on the line. It's like, let's really ease them into it. No stress, no confusion when they first start, super, super easy. And maybe like on the 3rd month, depending on who they are, how engaged they still are, and how much they want to do this with you, then maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to teach you how to go in and work your smart order and do all of your stuff. And then you can set them free into their own ordering, especially if they're people that are like, I get it. I want a juice bar in a bag all the time. I want all these things. I'm not not going to really let them go until I've shared all the spectrum of all the things that they could possibly have, and they're actually putting those things in their cart. That's when I know I've won. When I have someone order all by themselves and their order is like $700, I'm like, yes, I did it. Like, I succeeded to have them taking care of themselves out into the ethers. And I know that I've placed care into those people's lives so that they can be successful in their lives and feel the best they've ever felt forever. So that's my story on that one.
I love that. I have a follow-up question for that, because I've also started doing that as well, where I feel it's so much easier for me to, I don't want to say be in control, but to sort of set up the system for them, because sometimes there are glitches on iShop, and you know, they say they're going to do the smart order and then they get nervous and they're like, no, I'll just try it this 1 month first. And it's like, no, if I do it, then I know that I'm going to do it right for them, and I'm going to be doing right by them by doing it for them. So, oh shoot, now I forgot what I was going to ask. I had a really great follow-up with that too. Yeah, it's escaped me, but yeah, okay, well, thank you. Oh yeah, no, I know. So you have everyone's smart order scheduled for the 21st, correct? Okay, so when you're calling them or contacting them on the 18th, that's when you're adding in whatever other products you want for them and so forth, correct?
You know, it's like sometimes you get a hold of someone on the 18th and I can put it to the 19th and put the items in, or sometimes I'm still kind of chasing them until the 21st. You know, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to understand that. And then when they come to the 10-day transformation, do you have a system then that you also are guiding them? Like right now, I currently have a WhatsApp chat that I have 19 people in, because we're doing a September reset.
Awesome.
So I'm literally leading them and guiding them every single day, but I don't do that every month. So how do you help people through the 10-day? Because I feel like that detox needs a lot of hand holding.
Well,
So,
there's very few people that I walk through a 10-day with only superfoods and only flex foods. So until they have a couple months under their belt and they really want to be serious about a solid 10-day, I don't really have a lot of that, to be honest with you. And, you know, we have a cleanse coming up here, and I really just walk people through it, and maybe later down the road when they're really ready to do a solid 10-day transformation section. But to be honest, there hasn't been a lot of people. I have people stay on this food a lot longer by not turning it into that. So anyway, but I'm so happy for you, and it's great. So you're doing it perfect.
oh, interesting. So thank you. You have everyone just doing the simple plan. Is that how you're doing it, with the 2 shakes and then 2 aminos, and then the last 10 days the super cleanse are?
I actually walk them through the middle of the month, usually depending on their schedule with the 10-day, and then I have them skip 20 and then go back in with the super cleanse for another 10 days. So it's like I'm kind of using that schedule where it's just like 1 shake a day and then you do the 3, but I'm like, let's just do 10. I've been doing this for years. Before we even had the 30-day system, I turned that 40-day kit into a 30-day program. So I've just stuck with it, and it works out really well. And then everybody's just used to having this. And then when they're just like, you know what, I think I'm really ready to do only 3 shakes a day, flex foods throughout the day, and I want to do that, and I have time in my life to take care of myself as a true cleanse, then I'll talk to them about that, you know, because who's sitting around having tons of time, like dry skin brushing and taking baths and like really doing a good job at taking care of themselves? I just want them to take care of themselves for the first time in their lives, you know? So I love that you're doing it though. Like I haven't gotten that far with the people that I've called in. Thank you all for staying on so long. Obviously, you
So
can leave
wonderful.
if you need. No problem.
Kimberly, you're just amazing. I love you so much. This has created so much inspiration. Like the chat is just filled with love. People are just super stoked. And I know that people have been like looking for this burst of just new energy, and just the vibration that you carry and the frequency that you're holding is just so incredible. Thanks for inoculating our team.
I'm excited to share, to have you all do the alchemy. I know if you want to, everyone go, but Kelly, do you want to speak on the alchemy? I'm totally putting her on the spot, but Kelly's been on the alchemy for a while, and I'd love to hear your perspective on it.
Yeah, so the alchemies are really, really cool. I've been through, if you get on the website, you'll go through, and you know, these are really great intuitive practices to really hone into what your inner voice is telling you. And again, with everything that Rachel, that you've been sharing today, the best way you're going to sell anything is if you're in alignment with yourself. So for me, they have different alchemies and they do different things. And some of the cool things that I've had recently, there's two alchemies that pair together really well, Luna and Chrysal. And Luna's really good for like clearing mental structures, right? So I grew up, I was raised Catholic. You know, it wasn't a thing I was ever into, but there's so much groupthink and there's so much like passivity and not showing up for yourself in big religious sect like that, where you're just like, you don't even realize that you carry this aura of not thinking for yourself in certain ways. So it's just able to clear these different layers of that. And again, you know, even coming into meeting Kim and meeting Purium and meeting a huge community of people who are actually present and alive, you know, it brought up all this pain that I felt because I felt so separated from that community. And I've been carrying that separation with me my whole life, where I'm like, man, I don't belong anywhere. And to even get to that awareness of like, oh my God, I've been carrying this and bringing this to everything. It's really like opened up so many doors for what's possible. And now I'm getting to these new layers because now there's the pain of all the separation that I've experienced in my life. And I'm like, oh man, there's so much heartache here. But again, with the alchemies, now I'm on Sri Yantra, and it's just like clearing these things again as well. So it's really intuitive, and you have different things come up. I've also had different layers of like things with my mom. Do you want to get into worthiness? Look at the relationship with your mom. Like we all know these things, but we don't realize how vast and how deep these layers are that we carry. And there's so many of them. So you just start to get free, and lighter and less tension in your life. And again, you know, like, I don't know what your path is or what you're working through. Everyone's a little different. Everyone's mental structures, limiting beliefs, all of these things that you might be carrying are different. So, you know, it's really just about trusting your heart. If it doesn't feel like a thing for you, don't do it. But if you're like, what is this and what could this do? Go through, look at the alchemies. The alchemist himself is super responsive, so you can ask him questions. And John's been doing it for a while too. In addition to the alchemies, you know, John offers quantum transmissions to really target your energy field and be able to clear these things as well. So, you know, the other thing, it's like, these are also supportive. These are also supportive. BlueEmeraldAlchemy.com. Blue Emerald.
I have it. It's right there.
Yeah.
I would start, yeah. Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, this is just about, can you receive support, right? Like that's been the biggest thing for me is, can you receive? And especially with such a feminine led business, this is about receiving. So if we get into our masculine and we're like, oh, I need to force and I need to make sales and I need to do this. Well, I think there's an opportunity to lean back and relax, tune back in to what lights you up, you know, like what makes your energy mechanics hum and purr, what's your human design, leaning into those things and trusting the feminine mechanics. Because, you know, the feminine is so benevolent, so giving, but also what Kim keeps talking about, you have to ask. He's not just going to keep giving and giving and giving. Like you ask, and I will give you everything. I will give you everything, but you have to ask. You have to know what you want so that we can give it to you, you know, and just keep putting yourself in a space to be able to listen and to hear. And that's what's great about clearing things as well as like when we have trauma, when we have blocks, it stops us from being able to actually hear what's being shared. And if we can listen better, it's just a superpower. And yeah, the future is feminine. So that's what I'd like to say about that.
Thank you so much, Kelly. So awesome. Everyone, this is just such a blessing, and it's the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And so we get to own that. And anybody that is interested in this, we've set it up, John has set it up so that you can receive 10% off of your alchemies. So don't just go on and order. We have a whole little system of support and goodness. So anyway, I just thank you all so much. Rachel, I'll let you get on with your day. I'm going to go listen to good things, all these amazing people.
Thank you so much. And anybody on my team, and all your team is actually welcome too, but I'm going to do a Q&A for customers and people. It's just a pop-up right now on my Zoom where I just like answer questions about health products, whatever, and then anybody can come if they have questions. I have some people who might be coming with more serious illnesses, but bit.ly/Team Alchemy Zoom. Yeah, I know you guys are probably doing your own thing, but I'm just letting everyone know.
It's fine. I'm sure it's great. Can you put it, do you have it easy, a link from your boards app that you can just put in there?
Here, I'm just gonna put it right here. BIT.ly, Team Alchemy.
This was so fun, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kimberly. I love you so much, and I'm excited to be able to share this replay. And this has been wonderful.
We'll get it all together and in a pretty little link. If you need to share it right away, we could send it, but I'll put it up. So thank you all so much for your time.
Nice to see everybody. Nice to see your team. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Love you.
I welcome